You're listening to the Balanced Educator Podcast, episode number 152. Welcome to the Balanced Educator. We're your hosts, Kaylee
and Josiane from EduCalm. Our intention is to equip and empower you to feel more calm, balanced, and joyful in all aspects of your life.
Hello there and welcome. We're so happy to have you here with us today. So, starting a mindfulness practice can feel really overwhelming at the beginning, or if you're wanting to kind of deepen your practice when there's so many resources to choose from. There are apps galore, and you can go on YouTube and find all sorts of mindfulness practices. So in this episode, we're wanting to just kind of simplify things for you, and we're going to be sharing a beginner mindfulness practice that you can listen to over and over right in this episode. And this can help you to start or to reinvigorate or deepen your mindfulness practice. We're also going to talk about how you can use the exercise in this mindfulness practice with the kiddos in your life. So I'm going to chat a little bit about this practice, about kind of the idea and the intention behind it, and then I'll leave you at the end of the episode with the actual guided mindfulness audio. So this way you can come back to the episode several times and kind of just skip ahead to that mindfulness practice and dive right in. So I'll let you know exactly at what point that the audio starts, so you can kind of take note of that and then come back as often as you want. And this can be kind of your touchstone or go-to mindfulness practice. So before we dive in, first we're excited to share this episode's sponsor. Did you know that Canadian educators are highly sought after by top international schools worldwide? Teaching overseas is professionally rewarding and offers an amazing lifestyle rich with culture, social, and travel experiences. Search Associates is the world's largest recruiting agency, representing over 800 top international schools in over 120 countries worldwide. Each year, they've helped over 3,000 teachers, counselors, librarians, and specialists secure great jobs in their carefully vetted K-12 international schools, where teachers like you can enjoy small class sizes, motivated students, and high academic standards in a supportive learning environment. Gary McPhee brings over 30 years of teaching and administrative experience in international schools to his role as a senior associate with Search. He started his teaching career in Toronto in 1982 and ventured on his first overseas post in 1988. His international teaching career has taken him and his family to Singapore, Taiwan, Tanzania, Qatar, Canada, and China, first as a teacher, then principal and international recruiter. He now shares his passion for international teaching with other adventurous educators. If you're interested in learning more on how to become an international educator, join Search Associates' free Facebook group at Search Associates Canada and visit www.ca.searchassociates.com or email Gary directly at gmcphee@searchassociates.com. Check the show notes for this episode for the details. Register with Search Associates Canada and receive personalized advice and support throughout your international job search. Adventure awaits. Take the first step. Contact them today. All right. So before we get into this episode, I actually have some fun news to share that I'm pretty sure I haven't shared on the podcast yet. And that is that I had a baby. So when this episode is airing, a baby will have already been born, but right now I'm pre-recording this episode. It's April and my due date is about a month away. So I am in that third trimester and really having a great time. I'm very excited to be a mom for the first time and really really looking forward to and feeling curious about how mindfulness and social emotional learning and all the things that I've been practicing in my own life and sharing on this podcast, how that's going to translate into being a mother and having a baby to teach all these things to as he grows. So really looking forward to that. My mindfulness practice has been such an important touchstone for me during this pregnancy journey. Unfortunately, I've had a lot of ups and downs with this pregnancy, but luckily, baby is very healthy and everything is going very well. But mindfulness has just been kind of like this superpower tool that I've had in my back pocket whenever things have been challenging. So I know that that's going to be true as well when baby's on the outside and I'm learning to care for him and serve his needs and teach him. So I'm excited to kind of bring what I learn to you and kind of grow in my ability to teach how to share mindfulness and social emotional learning with kids, whether that's in the classroom or when it's your own kid at home. So very excited for this journey. That also means that because I'll be going on maternity leave, we pre-recorded our episodes for the next year so that I can take a full maternity leave. In Canada here, we generally take about 12 months as a maternity leave. So we prepped for that. So really excited to share all the episodes that I've pre-recorded leading up to my maternity leave. We were very intentional with our topics and with our guests. We are going to be releasing one episode per month. So we were very specific with who we had and what we wanted to talk about and share. So I'm so excited for you to listen to this next year of episodes that are all kind of ready to go for you. So hopefully you enjoy those. So enough about me. That's my exciting thing. Now, if you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, you might have noticed that usually when we release episodes around June, so in the Northern Hemisphere, that's usually the end of our school year going into kind of summer break, we really like to share mindfulness practices for you, the teacher. At the end of the year, sometimes we just need time to regroup, to kind of focus back on ourselves because we've probably been pouring so much into everyone around us, our students, our colleagues, our families. So we really want to provide you with kind of this resource that is there for you as you're winding down after the school year. So in this episode, we are sharing a kind of beginner, your like basic mindfulness practice, which is a body scan. Now, a body scan is such a great way to practice mindfulness because there's so many things that you learn through listening to a guided audio that guides you through paying attention to just the sensations in your body. So as we pay attention to these different areas of our body, lots of things are happening. First off, we are learning about our body. It's almost like I like to talk about it as though we're like studying our body, or we're a scientist and we are trying to notice things within our body that we might never have noticed before. Now, doing this and building this body awareness as we do this practice is useful in so many ways. It helps us to kind of build this brain-body connection where we start to notice the signals in our body sooner rather than later. So as we practice this regularly, this body scan, we start to be able to recognize these kind of subtle signals that our body's giving off that can help us to better understand our emotional state, and then therefore understand, like, what is it that I can do to support myself right now? So, as we're doing the body scan, you might notice, oh, my hips are feeling really tight. Okay, interesting. And, my shoulders are feeling kind of like they're pulled up towards my ears. Oh, interesting. So as we do the body scan, the goal is to just observe our body with openness and curiosity. There's nothing wrong with having tight hips. There's nothing wrong with having tight shoulders. You haven't done anything wrong. This isn't about judging how your body feels or being upset at your body for feeling discomfort in areas. The goal is just to kind of look at this experience, how your body is feeling from taking a step back, big picture, and just seeing, okay, how are things going right now? Let me just take an overview. Now, over time, you might start to realize when I'm having an off day, this part of my body tends to do this. Or when I'm having a good day, this part of my body tends to do that. And as we keep doing this practice, we can start learning to be more mindful throughout our day of the signals our body's telling us. So you might notice, oh, my tummy's feeling kind of tight, or kind of off. Okay, that's often a signal that my body creates when I'm feeling stressed. Now, if my body is signaling, oh, there's the stress response right now, then you have the awareness and the opportunity to take the next step, which is, what can I do to support myself in this moment? And that might not mean, stopping the stress right now. It might just be, okay, interesting. So I'm feeling stress right now. Can't deal with it right now, but maybe I will plan for at the end of the school day to do something that's going to help me to manage that stress and come back to a state where I'm calm and kind of getting my body into the relaxation mode. So we can be more intentional with how we support our body through the ups and downs that the day takes us through. Now, another thing with doing this body scan practice is that it's kind of boring. So I really like to explain this to my students that this practice is meant to be a little bit boring. What we're doing is we're challenging our mind to stay with something very simple for, 5 minutes, and noticing how that can be a struggle for our brain that's always looking for a problem to solve. It's always looking for something to keep it busy, for something to fixate on. And that's normal. So when you do this practice, if you start to notice your mind drifting away, that is what a brain is meant to do. So that's okay. We're not here to judge our brain for thinking, because it's an organ that is created to think. So what we just want to do is observe those thoughts. And as we're observing our thoughts while also observing our body's sensations, we are recognizing and starting to make links between, oh, when I think in this way, my body responds in that way. When I think in this other way, my body responds in this other way. And again, this is just a way to better understand your body, better understand your own personal kind of ways that your body does things, because everyone's different. And the more that you understand yourself, the better you can learn to support yourself. So this is all just practicing getting to know yourself at a deeper level so that eventually you can learn to support yourself at a deeper level as well. So the intention with this body scan practice is to do it repetitively. So this is a skill. It's something that it's an exercise that if we're doing it daily or every couple of days, over time, we really develop this kind of body, mind, and emotional intelligence that can help us to be more self-aware and also help us to self-regulate better. So regulate our emotions in a healthy way in the moment. Now, another thing in this specific audio that we're sharing is we end the practice by imagining a calm scene that makes you feel gratitude. Now, the intention of this is to notice that there might become a shift in how your body feels when you're thinking specific thoughts. So our body doesn't understand the difference or know the difference between a scene that we're actually seeing with our eyes right now or a scene that we are imagining in our mind. So we can get our body to create specific emotions based on the thoughts that we're thinking. So this is another way to just kind of like play with that interaction, to observe what our body does in this new situation. So this whole practice is about observing with openness and curiosity, non-judgment. There's no right or wrong. We just go through the practice and observe curiously. Now, we call this a beginner practice. That being said, with mindfulness, one of the kind of tenets is that you're always a beginner. We want to approach life. If we're approaching life mindfully, we want to approach life with a beginner mindset, knowing that there's always more we can learn if we approach any situation, not thinking that we're the expert, but thinking, what more can I learn from this? What more can I discover? So that curiosity piece is this openness to just discover what's there and see what it has to teach us today. So even if you aren't a beginner in mindfulness, this beginner style practice is still so valuable. Now, after you've practiced this a few times, how do we share it with the kiddos in our lives? Well, once we learn how to focus on different areas of the body, this is something that you can do with your students, whether you are guiding them through a body scan, so just talking them through what this audio is talking them through, or you can share this exact audio with the kiddos in your life, or you can use this as a calming technique with the kiddos in your life. Just going through a quick body scan with them. So in this audio, you'll see we go kind of into detail with different areas of the body, but you can do a quick body scan of how do your feet feel? How does your tummy feel? How does your heart feel? How do your hands feel? How do your shoulders feel? And even just asking a child or a teenager to respond out loud to those questionings just helps them to reconnect with their body, especially when they are kind of going through an emotional moment. This can be something that can help them come back to the present moment and regulate their nervous system. So just like as the adult, you want to practice this often to be able to kind of I don't want to say get better at it over time, but understand it at a deeper level over time, get used to it over time. You'd want to practice this with the kiddos in your life often when they're already calm, and then eventually it can be used as a calming technique. Same thing for you. So if you're practicing this often, you start developing that mind, body, emotional awareness, and understanding that connection, then eventually when you are feeling stressed and you notice your body signals of feeling stressed, you can do a body scan where you're encouraging your body to relax in these different areas. And that can be a way that you regulate your emotions. So very simple practice with so many ways to put it into practice into your life to support you and the kiddos in your life. All right, so that's enough talking for me. If you really enjoy this practice, this audio is an audio that we have in our EduCalm membership. So if you are interested in having audios to support your mindfulness journey, and really audios to practice with your students daily, that's going to intentionally build mindfulness, self-awareness, and self-regulation over time, then you have to check out EduCalm. You can start out with the free trial. That's going to give you access for free to the first unit of the EduCalm program. And if you'd like to purchase a membership to gain access to the entire program, then you can do that. And in that program, we have a whole unit that is specifically for teachers. So when you want to manage your own emotions and really work on your own personal practice, that is there for you. And then there are also daily audios, videos, printables, so that you can easily practice mindfulness daily with your students without having to do any prep. So everything's ready to go. You just have to log in, press play, and get started. So you can check that out by going to educalm.com. So that's educalme.com. All right, so this audio is going to start at 20 minutes. Enjoy. Welcome to EduCalm. Let's start our practice. First, sit in a position that feels comfortable for you today. Let's start with a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. Notice if you can get 10% more comfortable. Relax just a little bit more. Bring your awareness, your attention to the sensations in your feet. See if you can notice how your feet are feeling from the inside out. Now notice your lower legs. Notice the quality of sensation. Notice your upper legs. Maybe there's tension, maybe there's softness. There's no right or wrong. Maybe you don't notice anything at all, and that's okay. Simply be aware of whatever you notice right now. Become aware of your belly, any sensation or feeling that might be there. Just allowing it to be as it is. Notice your heart and the space around your heart. Become aware of any sensation there. Maybe you notice a beating or a tingling. There's no right or wrong. Just observe whatever's there with openness, curiosity. Notice your shoulders. Your upper arms and your lower arms. Just allowing them to be as they are. Notice any sensation you might feel on the inside of your hands. Become aware of your neck, of your mouth and your face, your eyebrows, the space between your eyebrows. Become aware of your whole body and the space around your body. Just simply allowing, noticing without trying to change. bring to mind something that you're grateful for, something that brings joy into your life. Picture a scene in your mind's eye, noticing as many details of this thing that you're grateful for as you can. In this scene, notice what you're doing. Notice if you're with someone or alone. Notice if it's daytime or nighttime. Are there any sounds? Any smells? Any tastes? Any sensations? Notice how picturing this thing that you're grateful for makes you feel. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and bring this feeling of gratitude with you.